Good evening. I'm Enary Darklore and welcome to Churikua. Tonight, due to the Valentine's Day's close, we will listen to a horror and romance legend. This is Botan Doro's legend or the Peony lantern from Japan. My name is Josuke. The story I will tell you happened just some years ago. Ogiwara Shinoyo, my neighbor, who was a samurai, was very kind and quiet. But over the years, he saw me as a friend, something that filled me with joy. I met Ogiwara a long time ago. He arrived to live here as soon as he got married. Unfortunately, his wife got seriously ill and died. Then he didn't do anything else except focusing on his profession, and I used to invite him home and see he was fine. During that time, he was dumb to his destiny, until one night, during Obon, he saw a beautiful young lady with a woman who was her companion's lady. Oiwara got closer to her and talked a little about joining the walk. After a while, he invited her to his home. In the following days, I saw Iwara very joyful and even thought smiling, something that hadn't happened since his wife's death. Suddenly, his beloved Tsuyu was coming in and staying the whole night there with him. She was very beautiful. His skin was pale as the moon, and his clothing reflected that she was from a good family. Due to its bizarre nature, I was glad of him until one day, at dawn, I heard a noise and I went to his home. I couldn't avoid seeing through the window and how he was kissing his love. But looking at there with detail, I realized he was kissing a skeleton whose bony sockets were shining, and with its clothing damaged. Would you mind my surprise, making me go for the priest of the temple? The priest gave me some talismans and told me, you should place them at the door, so that spirit won't be welcome to come in and your friend will be safe. I took advantage of the fact that Ogiwara wasn't at home and pasted the talisman as the priest asked me to. When he arrived, he saw me very surprised and amused, so I told him what I saw. Completely confused and thoughtful, he didn't know what to say, so just told me thank you and seriously disappointed came home. The following days, grief was consuming him from the inside. But even this happened, they continued coming. They were speaking to him, calling his name, but he didn't welcome them to come in. And of course, they couldn't do it. They appeared as soon as the sunset came, crying out and begging him to come out. That she loved him and wanted to know the reason for his contempt. The fortnight, I was with him, sharing some tea. He was crying when he listened to her begging him and crying out, "I love you with my whole being, but I'm sorry that we cannot be together." Why, darling? The nights we shared together hadn't been the light from the lantern in the dark of the night for you? That is my love. I haven't found that light that no one else has given to me. I felt like walking in darkness without a path, and now I have found it thanks to you. I can see the path of love. Please, don't make this more difficult. Splitting out is not the solution. The red thread of fate has put us together for a certain reason. Please go. You would never be welcome to come in this house, I told him. Darling, all this time I had been at your house, at your home, and now I'm not welcome. What if you visit my home instead? Let him alone! Darling, visit my home. If, after being there tonight, you are still with the idea of not seeing me again, I will understand it. But if not, at least give me the pleasure of having this very last night with you on your side. After this, Ogiwara stood up and told me, "Sorry, my friend. Thanks for everything. But I can't because this sorrow was consuming me. I had been living with desire to be with me since she left this world behind. That was about my wife, and now that I have found someone else to love, I prefer enjoying that happiness that even my great achievements in my profession hadn't made me so joyful. I will go, my dear friend. Forgive me for not following your advice." Once said this, he opened the door and left. I stayed stunned, so to see how they went through the darkness of night. A whole day passed and he didn't go back. Then another samurai appeared. He was looking for Ogiwara, who had something important to do in his profession. I knew he was a man of his word and wouldn't be able to neglect his job. So I told him the truth of what happened that night, and we went to see a priest. On the road, he asked me for the name of his beloved. "Utsuyu," I said. He became amazed, taking into account that some years ago, to the other side of the city, they went to attend an emergency. He had met a young lady, asking for Ogiwara, but when he told him that he was married, she got sad. Little while later, she became ill and died. Also, he knew where her remains were. We went to see the priest of the temple and told him what happened. We went to her tomb, and open it. How big was our surprise when we saw two bodies in the tomb, Otsuyu's and Ogiwara's. He was smiling happily and in the arms of his love forever and ever.